This feels like summertime. So my friend Paul and I are going to go for a ride. It's getting late in the day. Sun's going down. But should give us some time to relax and see some interesting landscapes. I don't need any electric gloves today, just my regular cool weather gloves. So I'm looking forward to getting out and going. Getting out on this time of day, you see these long shadows. And the road should be clear of any ice, unless someone dropped a big piece manually on the road. I don't think we'll have any problems. These roads are familiar. I've ridden this route countless times. To me, it represents the beginning of journeys and adventures. But I still don't tire from the scenery here. It seems there's always something new to see. Paul was following on his Vespa Primavera 150. And I have to say, as I get older, I appreciate the supportive fellowship that comes with riding with someone. I'm not interested in riding in big groups, but it definitely is nice to have someone to ride with. I have a cell phone and money, and I certainly can get myself out of a jam or a breakdown, but the kind of support and reassurance you get from someone else, maybe helping troubleshoot or fixing a flat or doing something like that, is perfect. We don't have any destination in mind today. We're just going to head out the valley. So the sun will be setting in a little over an hour, and before that the deer start emerging from the fields and forests, and riding becomes a little dicier. I've had a few close encounters with deer, but I've never hit one. I'm not interested in doing that, but it's definitely something I think about this time of year. I think shortly after Thanksgiving, hunting season for whitetail deer begins for hunters with guns, and the deer just sort of go nuts at that point because they're being chased all around. I've not seen any statistics saying it's any more dangerous to ride then, but just seems common sense that deer are going to be running all over the place. One of the things I love about this part of central Pennsylvania is the big sweeping valleys. The mountains off to the left there, a lot of dirt and gravel roads up there, and the mountains a little further to the right, you can see way in the distance out there is where the Mid-Atlantic BDR route goes through. And one of the roughest sections near goes down the mountain from Penns View to Poe Patty. It's what they consider an expert section. It's probably only 7 or 8 miles from here. I've taken this Vespa GTS scooter down that route, and it was really rocky and rough. I wouldn't attempt it on my Himalayan, just knowing what a battle it was on this. I watched the Mid-Atlantic BDR documentary, and the riders that went on that section, several of them dumped their bikes a number of times. It's bad, and but they have an alternative route to get past that, and they indicate on their map that expert section is for people with high skills. I don't consider myself having high skills, but on this Vespa I can muscle it down through that rocky path. Man, this is beautiful out here today. I can't get over the scenery. And again, I've been through here many, many times. School bus. I guess if you're a kid around here, you don't get home till 4 o'clock. There's some Amish kids walking home. Paul and I stopped a few minutes ago to discuss what point we wanted to be home. The sun sets in about an hour, and a lot of these hollows and narrow little valleys get kind of dark, and the deer come out. I don't know if I'm overly concerned with deer, but it's probably the biggest risk for me that's difficult to manage, other than don't ride or go really slow. So I am riding, but I am going slow. I remember when I first moved out this way, I lived in this township, and we looked at land, and land at that point was $500 an acre, but that was a bridge too far. Now that land's worth a small fortune. Farmers selling this off probably get $40 to $60, maybe $80,000 an acre for some of these places. I don't know. But at this point in my life, I'm glad I don't have the worries of land to take care of, and the expense of having machinery and tractors and plows, and unless you just don't do anything with your land. If you have a long lane, you need some kind of truck with a plow in the wintertime. It's just incredibly expensive. My wife and I rented a farm for several years, and we were constantly having to hire someone to come and plow the road out for us because it was too long to do ourselves. And it was the year we had the 35-inch snowfall. We were trapped there for 4 or 5 days. We had power, but we just couldn't get out. We walked up to the main road, and there was PennDOT equipment stuck in the snow. There were some Army Humvees stuck, and it took a long time before things got plowed out. I happened to be up at the road, and I saw a big front loader coming by, and I flagged the guy down, and I offered him $20 to come just one pass down our road, and he took the 20, and made short work of our lane, and that's what you have to do sometimes. Still a lot of small, what were once farm communities back in these little hollows and valleys. Usually always a church associated with them. You can see one down there. It's like this house needs some work, but they've invested in the barn. Barn looks in good shape. Little church. Swamp Church Road. So I assume that's Swamp Church. The light's already going down here. Signal for the deer to come out and graze, get a drink of water, whatever goes through a whitetail's head. This is the Penn's Cave complex. The antique machinery show takes place here. I think they rent space for different activities. But there's a cave here that's a water cave, so you can tour the cave by boat. And they also have a zoo and a variety of wildlife here. There's some longhorn cattle off to the side here, but I think they've got more exotic animals too, but I'm not sure what at this point. I see deer down there. There's a lot of high fences here. There's something here that looks like an elk off the road. Yeah, there's a couple elk down there. I think they have a mountain lion too, but I know they have bison. This is quite a sprawling place. They have an airport as well. It's a private aviation site. There used to be either a Piper or a Cessna training center here so that you could learn to fly, but I'm not sure that's still around. Penn's Cave Historic Wildlife Park. Okay, we'll go down this way. The airport. Piper Sales Center. I assume Piper Aviation's still in business. The sun is right behind us now. All I see in the rear view mirrors is the sun, so I don't know what's behind me. But I'll probably pull over somewhere to see what kind of traffic's back there. We're gonna go back this way. Okay, here we go. tell me, are you cold?
Just my fingers.
Just your fingers?
Yeah. How about your fingers?
They're fine. I had the heated grips on and the muffs.
Ah.
They were nice and toasty.
From Chuck.
But they're checking their mail. But anyway, it's been a beautiful day to ride.
It's pretty out. Stinks to high heaven right here.
Yeah, they must have spread some liquid manure here.
All manure.
Yep. Someone's checking their... But anyway... Guess it's time to head home before we freeze. I'm glad we were able to get out. But, yeah, everyone's going home. Sun's going down, so it's definitely time to get back before Bambi starts coming out. Wants to do us in. Alrighty, I'll put all this away and head home. Well, that wraps things up for this episode of Scooter and the Sticks. Just remember, if you're out late in the day in an area that has deer, be careful. I'm glad we didn't see any on the road, so I consider that a success. So until next time, be well and ride safe.